Italian word of the day for today, Friday, 4 August 2023, is Enciclopedia, which translates to English as encyclopedia. So it's pretty similar, a little bit different on the spelling and more different on the pronunciation, but pretty close. And an encyclopedia is a multi-volume collection, so to speak, of non-fiction books containing just kind of information about whatever the subject of the encyclopedia may be. There was a encyclopedia I really enjoyed growing up at the library that was on different animals. So it might be reptiles and amphibians for one volume or something, or an entire encyclopedia on reptiles and amphibians. But it contains non-fiction information, factual information, and it comes in a multi-volume, meaning more than one book format. And so Lucky Wallaby Courier does aspire to have online and print books, and so in that sense it would be categorized as an encyclopedia because it's non-fiction / fact, and it comes in a multi-volume format. Some online only encyclopedias tend to not publish fact and don't have a multi-volume format, so technically it wouldn't be classified as encyclopedia because an encyclopedia is non-fiction, at least. That kind of thing. And so for Lucky Wallaby Courier, I've brought up different projects and kind of sometimes a project might be a volume. So like for me, my project on vandals and people who don't get articles written about them or can't contribute to the encyclopedia, that would be a volume or volumes, but it's also a project. And so something else might be like, let's say the Boeing company relocated to Scotland or wherever the Lucky Wallaby Courier headquarters may be, or where I may live with my soulmates in the future. Let's say Boeing relocated its headquarters to there. So my dad worked at Boeing for over 40 years. This land is actually, it used to be part of William Boeing's property, the man who founded the Boeing company. And so there's a legacy there for he did not overhunt and he did not overdevelop the land, and so a lot of the wildlife that is seen in my YouTube videos here in Ennisarden actually can thank William Boeing for taking care of the animals and maintaining the land in such a state that we can enjoy it now. So there's maybe my dad would work on that. And I think with Boeing, if it were relocated to Scotland or something, and or wherever I may move, and or my soulmates, living with my soulmate and or soulmates, and the headquarters for Lucky Wallaby Courier, thinking of, maybe stripping it down to just being aeroplanes, since a lot of the rocket technology has been siphoned off by other companies. There's a case to be made for the United States of America doesn't need Boeing anymore, whereas the rest of the world might. So then international headquarters, moving it international, might be more beneficial to the world than a United States of America. It was originally here. He lived here, and it was founded in the greater Seattle area in Washington State, United States of America. Speaking of airplanes, but point being, that might be a volume. Maybe my dad would head that project. A volume is like, in addition, so encyclopedias can be very niche, but they can also be very broad. And so if there's a really broad one, maybe like Lucky Wallaby Courier, thinking of a print and online edition, if it's broad and has a bunch of different projects, maybe there are niche projects like the relocation of the Boeing company to international. that might be a volume of itself, especially if we got into all the technical details. But that would have to happen because the encyclopedia is nonfiction. But in that volume would make up a larger set and just be like one volume. Whereas a different encyclopedia might be about all of the different airplanes that have existed, kind of thing. So it can be very niche or very broad in scope, and I've enjoyed both in my lifetime, especially the nonfiction ones. There are organizations that claim to be an encyclopedia but do not publish nonfiction. So yeah. Happy Italian word of the day for today, Friday, 4 August 2023. Again, it is Enciclopedia, which translates to English as encyclopedia.